guys, you don't really see vloggy type stuff like this from us because we're still practicing. But Everette, the guy who's been doing the videos, who's coming to work for us at some point, we don't know when, but he's helping with videos, called Mitchell and was like, hey, what are you guys doing? We're like, I don't know, we're like sitting at home. It's like, my engine is a lot broken, and he sends us a video, and it's like knocking, and like the starter barely even turns it over. So it's like got a spun rod bearing or something. So we are, I got my laptop here, got Mitchell over here, fresh handlebar mustache installed. We got the trailer behind us. Our winch messed up, so we loaded the Explorer and a couple ratchet straps. So we'll just drive the Explorer up on and pull his truck with us. So this should be interesting. Hang tight for more on it, because this should be pretty hilarious. So we'll see you guys in a minute when we get to Everette. He's about an hour and a half away.
Damn it, Everette.
Damn it.
Oh, shit. Old Rusty Trusty. Letting us down as usual. But brought the old Exploder with just in case, you know, stuff happens and we gotta pull it up onto the trailer. But here we are. It's gonna be a close fit today, let me tell you.
Well, the thing that sucks is with where you're gonna be at, we can't run the fenders on the way home, on the way there.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Yeah, all right.
Alright, swippity swappity. Our tow it on the trailer vehicle, yeah, that didn't work.
Here we go, round two.
You have the flashlight? Okay.
Golly. What the Gideon Jr. is going on here?
Let me just sling a rod halfway.
Oh, man. We got her on, son. Classic Everette.
I went full, hey. I went full Blake Fitzgerald on this.
Oh, boom, roasted. Plenty of room, baby. Room to spare.
That's new.
Oh.
I'll give it an A for effort. Oh, there it is, there it is! Oh,
Well, that's not supposed to be leaking from there. What the hell?
Everette, why did you throw a rod through your pan? That's awesome, dude.
That's fucked up.
Completely blew it up.
And that one's fucked up too.
Got the truck pulled in the shop. About to pull this motor out because it is done. Like, done.
I don't know, it still starts.
It does.
It's not done, it still starts.
It starts, but it has a couple extra.
I feel like you should start it for the video. You know, for science.
Science purposes.
I mean, we know it runs.
It does run. So, key's in it.
Give it one good spring, let it fire, and then, you know, shut it back off. Make it worse.
For science. Yep, Jesus. Done.
It starts up.
There's 2 rods hanging out of the oil pan, and it still runs. Like, that is f***ing ridiculous.
Relax.
But, yeah. Take all of the shit off the front, yank the motor out, and we got a motor over there to go in it. And we're gonna have it at UCC,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a party.
Gonna be an absolute.
Alright, you got the trans bolts, converter bolts, bell housing bolts, everything off. Obviously, we fought it because it wanted to stick at one spot, and so that was fun. But got everything out. You just need to pull the motor mounts off, and she's ready to come out of there. And the new motor is
Ready to go in?
yes, hopefully. So obviously, this is the motor out of what was going to be the race truck, and it is no longer the motor for the race truck. It is the motor for the quad cab. But hey, we gotta make it to UCC with this truck, so why not?
Oh, what do we have here? A nice friend of ours.
There's Rod. Hello? From the other side. Holy f***. See right down in there. Grab this light real quick. Oh yes. Oh yes. That is nice. Well, the ECM is still good because it didn't hurt the ECM at all. Just broke the bracket. Do what? It is a little rough.
See what's behind here.
Hello, friend.
Oops. It's kind of broken, I'd say.
Some JB Weld.
Nice. Nice.
Hell yeah.
It was good till it wasn't.
Oh, let's take these off. Oh, hello, friend.
The whole front of the corner of that block and the front timing case is
Let's drain the oil out of this bitch.
what oil?
No longer required.
I think that pan's kind of fucked.
Yeah, if you don't know, I don't know what gave that away.
Something about a hole in it, maybe?
No, there's something else going on. Oh god, it split the fucking block all the way down to the pan too. Classic Everett. I don't know this. Yeah, it lost the bolt. Right?
Yeah, I know. I have it over on. It was laying on the ground.
Mr. Rod. He said, please hold for a fucking brief message from our sponsor. I'm like, Mr. Rod.
This video brought to you by the #1 and #2 connecting rod.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It broke the pickup tube, so it wasn't even making oil pressure after. Oh god.
This is fine.
How did
Everything's
this socket get in there?
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
I'm so excited!
Oh. Oh yes.
It only broke one rod.
It did?
Yeah, it's a 5-cylinder still.
That's actually Rambo.
Thank. Yeah.
One rod in many places.
Gideon just wants to know if the second piston ring is on. upside down. That's all Gideon cares about.
What piston is it? Just number 1?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll figure that out.
Just lock front 2 cylinders off. 4B. 4B, baby.
That's a lot of damage.
Emotional damage.
Everett's first, like, 3
Luckily,
weeks here, I'm just gonna shit show for him.
just an absolute.
First time we take him anywhere, he blows the turbo up on his truck. Then, Paul says, "Yeah, my truck's making weird noise." Calls, what time was it? 9:30 at night. Damn, broke down the side of the highway in St. Louis, blew the motor. What's next, Everett? What are you gonna do next? Can you at least give us a heads up this time?
I think we all knew that something was about to happen because I called you and you didn't even question it, and I never said what was even wrong. You just said, "I'm on my way," and then I said, "The motor's fucked."
Yeah.
Good times.
5 hours later.
Only the finest oil quality
Walmart.
for our trucks here.
Mobile Delvac. We have the beautiful Ronin T4 comp. We're gonna have to self-clearance some AC lines.
Yeah. That looks like work to me. For me.
Okay.
By you.
Yes.
Thank you.
What a shitty new employee.
I know, right? It shows up and it's just like, you know,
I'm
I'll
gonna
pull my engine up, and then when I put the new one in, I'm just gonna inconvenience everybody around me. Luckily, it only took us like 8 hours.
Yep, literally. I mean, it was running this morning, kinda-ish.
No, it did. We started it.
No, it started this morning.
I mean, it was running, but it was
not healthy.
yes.
It still counts. It was running.
And now it's running with 350% more injector. Actually, 335 more percent more
Yeah.
injector.
the old 15% overs.
The nice thing is, the CP3 that's down here being gear driven is the correct CP3 for the tune.
Yes.
The injector's just not right.
Injectors aren't right.
I'm curious if it's going to load it.
It might.
They're old enough, I don't think they will.
They are old SNS 350s. At least that is what I was told when I bought them. So we're about.
You got 1 more gallon?
Yeah.
Is that it?
One more.
They're gonna be fucking
Oh yeah, for the
30
people
horsepower
watching the
nozzles.
YouTubes, ignore the mess. We only had 4 trucks apart this weekend.
In the last 8 hours.
Oh yeah.
including
If
my
you count Mitchell's race truck, it's always
It's always apart.
perpetually apart. And then that one is
It was
perpetually together and not running. And then that one's just an old slut. Not melt.
my new my new chariot will be done tonight, hopefully.
Oh God, I'm so scared. Not gonna start. No, I know it's not. I'm scared. That's great. Let's do it.
It's about to go down.
Oh, there's the front ones. The back one's the party in now too. It's gonna start so quick because we already primed the ramp. Eight hours or something like that.
Not even. You gotta think we went to lunch. Yeah.
So today, what did we accomplish today? When did we rebuild the 68, which we didn't get on camera? Changed out, Sonics, drum, all sorts of shit. And then we completely swapped an engine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all.
Minor details, not a big deal.
Then we're gonna finish that. I mean, we got more done this weekend than we did all week. YouTube sensation.
It's gonna be broken in a week.
There we go. The wastegate opened when he started it. Vibrations.
I was kind of guessing.
A little tight for this Charger.
I mean, it isn't 80.
Still got a little lope to it.
I don't have the EGT hooked up.
I don't particularly care what they say.
Okay. Okay, let's put the window up.
I mean, I'm not doing anything to it. We're just gonna drive it. But
Yeah.
say it's a possibility we might not want that now.
Little searchy. That's tune 1, right?
Well, I put it on tune 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like way down. I also wasn't on before. I just rolled into it.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it from my scale.
I wasn't paying attention.
Boots. Just preparing it for the Everette Martin life.
Pretty much. It barely opened up. Like,
Yeah, I did.
It was keeping boost at 45 perfectly. Like that's all it would make was 45. It creeped to 50 like for just a split second.
Yeah, and that's what I was wastegates like.
I mean, you said it had a 45-pound spring in it,
Yep.
so that's fucking perfect.
He's probably happy.
Right? He said, keep it at 60 pounds.
That tune, if I had to guess, is like, especially with the gates open, it's probably 700 horsepower.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna hurt it. I mean, that's what it was making before. Other than that, it just feels fucking rowdy because it's a big single and it comes on hard.
Yeah. I mean, it might be 750. He's probably trying to figure out why the exhaust is coming out of the hood. Our cops like us in our town. Something like that. Except that one time
Say that
when
one
Mitchell
time.
was breaking the law. Clear all the windows back down.
Alrighty guys, so it has been a hot minute since we did any videoing or explaining anything. So, got the truck completely all back together, got it on the dyno, street drove it, everything. So, I'm gonna throw this in before the dyno. Like I said, we got everything together. I actually ended up having to steal Mitchell's wastegate off of his truck because my wastegate didn't have a big enough spring in it. So we didn't have any extra springs and his gates were different than mine and whatnot, so he couldn't swap anything. So I took one of his gates, threw it on mine, got the hood stack piping, the wastegate pipe hauled, made it look all nice and pretty and everything. Still has AC in it. Needs recharged, but it still does have AC in it. So the setup on this truck is a setup out of my race truck. So for those that don't know, it is a set of 350% over S&S injectors, a 12mm S&S pump on top, and a Super Sport S&S pump on the bottom. So we've got plenty of fuel. Also, I got a 480 8710 from the guys at AirTech. It is a 5-blade charger. Want something new that they're trying out and whatnot. So we needed, the converter's way too tight. So it's a 2200 is what I think it is, and it doesn't want to spool on the brakes. And we want to run 770 with it. So we need to add nitrous. So I took the nitrous kit out of my tan truck and put it in this truck. We were running a 31 jet in it on the dyno just to get it to come up because it doesn't want to come up. It runs fine on the street if you run at high RPMs, but it doesn't want to come up on the dyno, and when you're staging it and whatnot, like brake boosting it, it does not want to come up. So we put just a spool jet, it's a small jet, it's nothing crazy, just enough to get it to come up. So Paul's gonna flash in a 770 tune-up into it so we can run 770 this weekend at UCC. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll throw the dyno runs and the street drives in here and you guys can see that, and then I'll explain everything What tune is that on? Tune one.
Yeah, I held the spool the whole time because it's nothing. Like, it was just enough to help get it going. It needs way more nitrous.
Bigger jet?
Like, it needs a way bigger jet. It made okay number. The torque is off because I don't know. It's like I hit the button. I think I hit the button when as I let off. So I did a run with no load, and then right as I let off, it did 890. So we'll let it cool down.
It's fun. It's fun. You see the graph is
VHT, baby. VHT.
spray it.
Just the way the graph comes up, and usually when they spin, you get this weird dip in the middle when there shouldn't be a dip.
Like there's also a spike at the end.
Yeah, that was me panicking, didn't know if I turned the tune up or not, so I grabbed it a little bit.
Oh.
That's why it bumped, and then it seems like it was spinning, which is kind of odd. Switch is working.
Huh?
Your switch isn't working. Like, I know for a fact your switch is not working. That was tuned forward and made the same.
Dang it. It really likes 869. That's made 869 3 times.
I just bumped it a couple times. It needs it to about probably 15. That was like 30.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll let you try it if you want.
Alright.
Yeah, I usually just kind of bump, just to make sure it's not going to call for doing anything weird. And then it came right up. young whippersnapper's gonna try again. Yeah.
I just held it, and it came right up, and then I left off, and then bump it again.
I think it's good.
Yep.
Which I don't know how much that bottle has. Oh no, we weighed it. It was
It's
29 and a half,
full.
right?
It's
Yeah.
full.
Okay.
All right, so conclusion on Everett's truck. It was kind of a little frazzled in the middle of trying to dyno. It's late at night. We're trying to get everything ready to go to UCC, so kind of hard to decipher what was happening during all of that. So the first run, it made like 760. That was tune 1, not much fuel. It had a 31 jet for a spool. Came up, made good clean power, did everything it was supposed to do. Just the number was low because there's no timing in it. There's no fuel in it or anything like that. So that was pretty normal. The next run, you'll hear me say, I think I hit the button wrong or like it didn't have load. I actually think what happened is I think I double tapped the start stop button. So it had load during the run. And then when I hit stop, I think I hit start again. And so then the graph that pulled up was a down sweep. Because the truck came to a stop really quick, but just heat of the moment, I wasn't really sure what happened, so I thought maybe I messed up. You see a pretty good flame come out the hood. Truck I mean, with the spool jet, still not much fuel on tune 2, so it's fairly lean. Nothing to be worried about. A lot of people, misconception is, oh, you got a big flame, it's super hot. That's not really true. People don't understand that. Any engine, there's a bang that happens in the cylinder, and that bang makes fire, and then that fire has to come out and go somewhere. And then on a Cummins engine specifically, your exhaust manifold has really short runners, and then it goes through a turbine housing and comes out of a short hood stack pipe. You're gonna have a flame, so it's pretty common. Like you'll see a lot of people during spool up, get a big flame bringing up the charger, or you'll see guys go down the track that'll have a 2-foot flame hanging out the hood. It doesn't mean their EGTs are 3,000 degrees. A lot of times that flame can be there at 1,500 degrees. It really doesn't matter. So not really concerned or anything on that. The following run and the run after that, you'll notice the hood stack flame itself is pulsing, as well as the wastegate flame is pulsing. We had a lot of people comment, I think, on Everett's Instagram and say, oh, why is it pulsing? It's got a surge. People clearly don't understand wastegate, spring, and what happens when you compress a spring. So basically, the wastegate spring was a 45-pound spring, which is off of drive pressure. It's not based off boost pressure. So when exhaust drive pressure gets to 45 psi, it actually takes a little bit more than 45 to crack the gate. So we'll call it 50. It cracks the gate open. Well, when the gate opens, that spring doesn't go into coil bind, but it compresses the coil. If you've ever taken the spring and you compress it, when you push it, it wants to return back to where it came from. That being said, make 50 pounds of drive, spring open, or gate opens, compresses the spring. Now the spring's got more tension, spring slams back closed. 50 pounds of drive, and you get that over and over and over again. So until I'm going to use not so intelligent term, have enough ass to drive through that gate and keep it open, you're always going to have surge in the wastegate and your exhaust because of that. It's just the nature of it. Now, gas applications or people, or diesels where people run like CO2 to control the gates or regulated boost or anything like that, you can control the wastegate by putting CO2 or boost to the bottom of the gate and the top of the gate, and adjusting how much regulated pressure you have on each side, so you can actually blow the gate open on purpose. You can keep the gate closed. There's a lot you can do with it. In every situation, we were told they didn't want us to make over, I think it was like 60 or 65 pounds of boost. So 45 pound spring was perfect. On the dyno, we saw literally, I think, like 50 pounds maybe. I think the best we ever saw even on the street was like 52. So, long story short, we also got people saying, oh, you should just add fuel, the flame will go away, it'll pick up power, and like, not to be that guy, but like,
I've done a lot more shit than most people. You know, I've been doing this for a long time. So in this scenario, we made 890, and then it was 869, 869, 869. Every time you see a run, it gets smokier and the flame starts getting, you know, less aggressive. The reason for that is because we're making 50 pounds boost every single time. There was no increase in boost. Without an increase in boost, we're air limited at that point. You might as well throw a 2.6 charger on it, because the gate is doing a good enough job regulating boost that we're never going to see an increase in horsepower. So basically we were, 50 pounds of boost to make 900 horsepower that's probably right. You know, if we were going to make 1,000 or 1,100 or 1,200, we'd need to make 65, 70, 75 pounds of boost, and the turbo builders asked us not to do that. We would have definitely done that, so it's probably good they asked us. So yeah, that just kind of sums up the dyno runs on it. Truck was a little bit smoky. I mean, it was literally like the night before we had to leave. We didn't have a lot of time, so we still had to finish cleaning the trailer and load the trailer for the race truck. We just loaded the side by side. Everett needed to like wash his truck and like all sorts of other stuff. So it was like, here's a tune, this works, it's good enough, it should go fairly quick. And then we pulled the truck outside the next morning, and you can actually see in the video, it's kind of funny to watch after the fact, even for Everett, I think. You can watch me get in the truck, and like, I bring the truck up like it's nothing. I'm like, yeah, dude, that thing spools quick. But then Everett gets in, and like, there's a nervousness and then a lack of confidence when using nitrous, especially like for the first time. So I think at that point, that was maybe the first time he's ever even pushed a button when nitrous came on. So that and throttle control, there's a lot to that. It's not that Everett's not good at it, but again, nervous, worried about messing something up. There's a lot of factors. Same thing happens when you go to the track. Your brain gets distracted. You're thinking about the light, you're thinking about the guy next to you, you're thinking about people watching you. You don't want to look stupid, and you're not worried about what's actually happening and what the truck's doing. So we try to educate people best we can, and show them how to do it. And you'll see some of that too when we get into, I think the next video will be Mitchell at the track. And you'll see the same thing. You can see me get in the truck, and it's like, there's a confidence, I'm used to it, I just do it. And then he gets in the truck, and it's like, we think stuff's not working. It is working because he's just not used to the truck. So everything's gonna get figured out. I think we're actually gonna go to a smaller charger, which was the plan to begin with, but then we're gonna go a little bit smaller charger, so it spools just way faster, it'll drive way nicer, make about the same power. You know, we can still probably creep up and make 1,000 horsepower with it. And then if he wants more, he does have a nitrous solenoid. So anyways, that's a pretty good sum it up for Everett's truck. Hopefully I didn't get a little long-winded, but hopefully you guys kind of understand a little bit more what's going on, and maybe we can try to get a little bit better about trying to put some more science into the video as far as the reasoning and thought process behind tune changes, nitrous changes, turbo changes, and stuff like that. And we'll discuss that maybe in the future. So I guess we will see you guys next time.